for my radio trailer, I'm going to start officially planning it after I've completed the documentary. This is so that I know exactly what sort of cutaway footage or audio that I can include in the radio trailer. The reason for this is obviously because my initial ideas for the radio trailer are that there's going to be an introduction, so explaining like a fact or something about the documentary, which will then lead on to some audio from the documentary, which will it'll be key points to it, which sort of sum up what it's going to be about all in one. That will then lead on to an ending via the same sort of voiceover that the beginning was, to sort of end it off, so with the name of the documentary, the channel and the sort of time that it's going to be on and the date as well. So for my initial ideas for that, I'm thinking that I was going to use my voice, but then I thought I've already used it on the documentary, so my voice is the voiceover for the documentary. So I'm going to use my dad's voice because I think it's a man's voice would be more appropriate for the radio, because it's deeper, it's probably going to have more chance of the audience listening to it and sort of responding to it if I used a sort of a powerful male's voice. But obviously I'm going to do some test audio with that. And then I think the particular parts that I'm going to pick out from the documentary for the audio cutaways are going to be the sort of a part where my nan speaks, so we've got the woman's voice, then another interview from my brother, and then I'll have a bit of my granddad in there, so that they the audience are going to know who the documentary is about, and from that hopefully they'll then sort of understand what the whole process is going to be about. Now that I have finished my documentary, I'm able to plan the radio trailer in more detail. I've decided to definitely use my dad's voice, so a male voice, in his 40s. It sounds quite deep, and he has got a sort of Norfolk accent, but for the voiceover it's going to try and be more more harder to tell that he is from Norfolk, so it's just going to be a plain voice, not very obvious where it's from, a male deep voice to sort of grab an audience's attention. The voiceover is going to say, over 750,000 people in the UK have dementia. Go behind the scenes to see how one family is coping with this life-changing illness. And then it's going to cut to my nan in one of her interviews where she says it is very, very lonely. And then it will go to a bit where there's footage in the hospital where my granddad's sort of not sure where my brother Daniel is, and he's sort of saying, where is he then? And then my brother's saying, I'm here. And then it'll cut to an interview with my brother where he says now he's just as proud, but he's not sure what he's proud of. I guess that's the biggest thing. Then it'll cut back to the voiceover again, and it will just say, Lost in Time, Living with Dementia, Wednesday 18th of January, 9 PM, Channel 4. I've kept Channel 4 as the last word, so obviously because I'll be airing it on Channel 4, and from my codes and conventions I found out that sort of they put the channel last, so for sort of advertising purposes really, so that it sort of stays in the audience's mind, so even if they forget everything else they can check out the say Channel 4 website, or if it's BBC, the BBC website, or anything like that really. Over the top of that I'm going to have a music bed of the track Sleepy Eyes, which I used for the documentary. I thought I'd use the same one just so that it all ties in together, because I thought if I was actually going to use a different music piece, but I thought it wouldn't be as obvious that they're all sort of linked in together then. It might be harder to sort of correspond with one another, and as they are all for sort of one product, I thought it made more sense for them to all have specific parts of them which are all the same. And overall the radio trailer is going to be about 30 seconds, give or take a few, but that is the final plan for my radio trailer.